Okay, so what's in store for the climate movement in 2020? As you all know, we cannot burn all of the coal, the gas, the oil that's in the ground. We cannot burn it all and stay within the parameters of what science tells us we must do. We have to cut our fossil fuel emissions by 50% in 10 years. That is a massive undertaking, and we can't do it if the fossil fuel industry keeps expanding. So, why are fossil fuel companies continuing to expand? Why are they still drilling and fracking and mining? And why are the big Wall Street banks and other international financial institutions still helping them drill and frack and mine and process and export? It's called suicide investing. It's insane. And one of the worst offenders is JP Morgan Chase. It's one of the largest sources of capital to the fossil fuel industry in their quest to drill and frack and mine. And we cannot let Chase and other financial institutions continue this way. At the end of the rally, you're going to hear from Annie Leonard, the director of Greenpeace USA, who's going to tell all of us the plans for expanding Fire Drill Friday. Extractions can't expand, but the movement has to expand.
Strikers in the UK, they have this slogan. They say, Greta was the spark, but we are the wildfire. And that's what we need to be. We need to be the wildfire. Thank you.
Please welcome Sheen. Certainly one of the greatest living actors today. He just won a Golden Globe for his role in The Joker. Please welcome Joaquin Phoenix.
Hi. Thank you, Jane, for organizing this and inviting me, and thank you all for being here. I don't have anything prepared. People have spoken so intelligently and eloquently, but something I think isn't oftentimes talked about in the environmental movement or in the conversation about climate change is that the meat and dairy industry is the third leading cause of climate change. And I think sometimes we wonder, what can we do in this fight against climate change? And there's something that you can do today, right now, and tomorrow by making a choice about what you consume. And I think that it's something that is doable. I struggle so much with what I can do at times. There are things that I can't avoid. I flew a plane out here today, or last night rather, but one thing that I can do is change my eating habits, and so I just want to urge all of you to join me in that, and you as well, Jane, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Now I want to introduce a woman who's a friend of mine and who I respect deeply. Her name is Kat Taylor. She's an activist and a banker, using both spaces in service of restoring social justice and environmental well-being.
Girl, I heard it through the pipeline that I'm just about to lose my time on the planet Earth. Thanks, you guys.
Well, Sam Waterston's been here, Lily Tomlin's been here, June Diane Raphael's been here, the entire writer's room from Grace and Frankie has been here, and now we have Martin Sheen. My ex-husband.
Thank you, Jane. This woman has been one of my heroes nearly all of my adult life.
Yeah.
And clearly, the world will be saved by women. Thank God. Thank God they outnumber us men. You know, the Irish tell the story of a man who arrives at the gates of heaven and asks to be let in. St. Peter says, of course, just show us your scars. The man says, I have no scars. St. Peter says, what a pity. Was there nothing worth fighting for? We are called to find something in our lives worth fighting for. Something that unites the will of the Spirit with the work of the flesh. Something that can help us lift up this nation and all its people to that place where the heart is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depths of truth and tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sands of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. Dear Father, let our country awake.
Of us inside the J.P. Morgan Chase Bank branch, and this really marks not only the escalation of Fire Drill Fridays, but it marks the real national launch of this Stop the Money Pipeline campaign. We've got to be here because Chase Bank is the single biggest funder of fossil fuels on planet Earth. They've put $196 billion into oil and gas over the last 3 years. They're the ones who are paying for the carbon bomb, okay? They're a carbon major just the way that Exxon or Chevron or Shell or BP are carbon majors. So that's why we're here today, doing civil disobedience and beginning what's going to be a winter and spring of massive civil disobedience, of massive unrest about the financial system. We're incredibly grateful to Jane and to everybody else for helping highlight these issues, for helping us take this vast divestment movement that's focused on the oil companies and now bring it to bear on the banks and the insurance companies and the asset managers. And as the spring goes on, there are going to be hundreds, thousands of demonstrations like the ones that are happening today. On Monday, we'll be announcing the dates for when we need everybody across America to join in. And it's not just across America. This morning, our colleagues in the youth climate movement around the world, led by Greta Thunberg, released a remarkable statement on exactly the same message, demanding that financial institutions begin not destroying the planet, but investing in the things that will make it work for the future. Everybody is talking from the same book now, and we're no longer, there's no longer any doubt in anyone's mind about what's going on.
Is on fire from this climate quagmire. Yes, our house is on fire, but more and more of us are inspired. And we'll keep reaching higher until some of these bank CEOs are fired.
Yeah!
We have less than 11 years, but we will have no fear because we understand that the science could not be more clear. And these banks are not as innocent as they make themselves appear. As they defund climate change, we won't shun moral outrage. You see, we've done the work. We followed the money. Financial companies putting Mother Earth on one knee. From Bank of America to Chase JP Morgan, these toxic investments are killing her organs. From the lowest to the highest funder of fossil fuel expansion, we will chase through all types of distraction from taking real action. To understand this climate emergency, they must emerge and see that whether we're talking about tar sands in far lands or oil pipelines on indigenous sands, you see, we can't have a Dakota pipeline if it cuts off our lifelines. And for those who say it's wrong to protest, we say it's the right time. Because too many of us are silent, which is the same as being compliant. To continue to put people over profit, it's high time to stop it. We will stay on mission to cut these emissions. For every billion for fossil fuel expansion moving us closer to defeat, we'll hit the streets with a billion voices and a billion feet until these companies confess that it's best to divest. Every day we must put their commitments to the test. And we don't care if we risk our careers or risk an arrest, because if we don't act now, there will be nothing left. Because it's not a loss to stop profiting from climate chaos. Put people and planet over profit and you'll never have a financial loss. Because financial fossil fuel profits simply do not fit. Clean Earth CEOs, don't you want your grandkids to enjoy it? Instead of having more and more fear, let's get more and more clear. Because we can't take control and force companies to stop investing in coal. For our world's peace of mind, we, the undersigned, are telling you that clean energy transformation leaves no one behind. You see, we've cried hundreds of tears, and our indigenous brothers and sisters have been telling us this for hundreds of years. But today we stand arms locked with Standing Rock, and all these mega banks were demanding you stop. These banks that we've trusted with our life savings are destroying our lives, but we will make them all switch sides because a cleaner planet is the prize. Peace.